Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and today we're talking Marvel's Ironheart. It's been 5 years since it was first announced, 3 years since the D23 footage was shown at D23, and 7 months since we saw pieces of the long-awaited show in the Disney Plus look-ahead teaser. Now, with the show premiering June 24th on Disney Plus, in this video we'll go over the leaked trailer, the leaked Mephisto of it all, and exactly why Disney hasn't promoted the show yet. But first, before I get really into it, make sure to go check out nerdriot.shop, where you can find the latest and greatest in New Rockstars merch. If you love the Thunderbolts, guess what? We have new Avengers shirts that you can get at nerdriot.shop. It's a great way to support the channel. Go get yourself some shirts. Okay. Oh, I'm also wearing the Galactus one. Fantastic Four is right around the corner. Okay, go check it out.
I'm very excited to get a heavy-hitting introduction.
It was really great to have Ryan as an executive producer. He really helped with the storytelling of Ironheart. The comic books and Wakanda Forever did a really great job of laying a backstory for Riri and her origin story. In our series, we're telling the story of what happens the days after Wakanda in the formative years of the superhero.
What's cool about her is she's a bit disruptive.
You want me to be small, but I refuse.
Which really sets her apart than our show.
You might be a hero after all.
I love how this story takes Riri on a totally new journey. I want to build something undeniable, something iconic.
Riri, I see you, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
Earlier, we've been anticipating this Ironheart trailer, especially for those who missed the footage at D23. They finally released a little featurette acknowledging that the trailer's coming on Wednesday. However, before that, people have been sharing that leaked Ironheart trailer, which is the same footage shown at D23 all those years ago. But it's also worth noting this trailer, I'm sure, has been retooled since, or at least I'm crossing my fingers and praying to God it has been, because they also featured a lot of scenes from that D23 trailer footage in the Marvel Studios look ahead and their 85th anniversary video, and I want something else. I want something new. Just throw Mephisto in there already. For now, the coverage of the leaked trailer is still important because it picks up and reminds us that this series takes place directly after Wakanda Forever, which took place in spring of 2025. According to the MCU timeline, this is before Thor: Love and Thunder, Quantumania, Guardians 3, The Marvels, and Deadpool and Wolverine. As for the more grounded of the Disney Plus shows, Ironheart takes place around the same time as Echo, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel. So it won't be affected by space or quantum realm problems like the movies ahead of its time, but it may incorporate news or characters from its fellow Disney Plus shows. I also think it's smart of Disney to make sure that the other Disney Plus shows that come out around the same time are Echo, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel. Jersey, LA, and Oklahoma. How are they gonna affect Chicago? The trailer also reminds us that Riri's from Chicago, which of all the popular major cities in the MCU, we see Chicago the least in my opinion. On the top of my head, I can tell you right now that Victor Timely lived there and it was home to the famous Chicago World's Fair featured in Loki season 2, and that's about it to me. So Ironheart's conflicts or major disasters surely will put eyes on all of Chicago in the future, which will be nice to see. The trailer follows Riri, who is stuck, presumably mentally and creatively, after returning from Wakanda. She's talking to someone and mentioning her internship in Wakanda, and our girl's just having a quarter-life crisis. Brad Winderbaum spoke about this on the Phase Hero podcast. He said,
Riri is, it's a bit of a quarter-life crisis for her. She fought in Wakanda. She went, she fought Namor. She was like, she had this great adventure, but yet like the day-to-day struggle is still real.
They also remind us that Riri's currently enrolled in MIT. In the leaked trailer, her teacher is comedian and actor Jim Rash, who you might remember from Community. He's also in Captain America: Civil War. He's credited as the MIT liaison during Tony's visit. What's more important here is that in that small cameo in Civil War, it's after Tony Stark approved everyone's projects to being funded by the September Foundation grant, a program founded by Tony. It was initially announced in 2015 as a scholarship for students from urban city schools and later expanded to include MIT students as well. Remember, it's where he says,
"No streets, no taxes. Reframe the future."
It sounds like something Stan Lee would absolutely say. From Riri's whiteboard, it's also revealed she's making an AI suit, which isn't new from Riri in the comics, who created an AI from scanning and compositing her brainwaves and memories to create Natalie, Natalie, who we also see later in this trailer, pre-AI, just normal human Natalie for now. He tells Riri you can't skip your classes and leech off university resources, which makes sense that the remnants of Tony Stark's September Foundation grant remains or just lingers within the school, making it a bit more accessible for Riri to build off Iron Man's blueprints or armors or designs or just Stark tech. And because Riri is so preoccupied and determined to make her own suit after Wakanda took away the incredible suit that her and Shuri built, she's been missing school and using MIT's Stark hangar and the labs and the resources to create something she can be proud of again. Hence why she's teamed up with the Hood. She needs cash money to make this suit, and teaming up with Parker Robbins sounded like a bad idea from the start, Riri. We knew this would end up being the plot some time ago because Deadline reported with no more cash flow, she found a new way to make money in questionable ways by working with the Hood. And Brad Winderbaum also mentioned she's gonna do what she needs to do to get by for her and her family and everyone else, and it does lead her down some roads. Parker Robbins in Marvel Comics was a small-time thief who was doing small-time thief kind of shit, and then he was attacked by a demon. So he shot the demon and stole its hood and boots, and then he put them on, and what do you know? He was possessed by Dormammu. In the comics, the Hood does often run a gang, and he's even tried to take over Kingpin's position. The Hood has technically already also appeared in the MCU in What If. He's in What If Season 3, What If 1872. I said What If a lot, but that's the title of the show, and that's the title of the episode. Here, the Hood was originally an outlaw before Shang-Chi's sister killed him and took the Hood for herself. Anthony Ramos plays this character who, like in the comics, is also turned to thievery. It's also worth noting that we see scenes like this in the leaked trailer. In the comics, Parker Robbins can be possessed by the cloak, and these scenes suggest that it's not truly him, rather something is controlling him, driving him to become increasingly power hungry. This, I believe, will lead to him destroying everything in his path, his jobs, his gangs, his friends, and family, forcing Riri to step in and save the day by stopping him, or you know, killing him, because that's what they do in these Marvel movies. You get a big bad, you gotta kill him immediately. At some point in your life, you had one night of perfect sleep, where you burritoed yourself up in your bed and the temperature was just right, always perfect. Never once did you wake up sweating or shivering. You were just perfectly comfortable. Now with Miracle Made sheets, you can be that comfortable every single night all summer long. Miracle Made's fabric was inspired by NASA, so it's thermoregulating. That means you'll sleep at the perfect temperature all night long, and these sheets are crazy comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands. Plus, Miracle Made sheets are infused with silver that prevents bacterial growth, and bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne, so sleeping on Miracle Made sheets is good for your skin too. Upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/newrockstars to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for your loved ones, if you order today, you can save over 40% off. And if you use the promo New Rockstars at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20% off. Miracle is so confident their product is backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/newrockstars and use the code NEWROCKSTARS to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/newrockstars to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring today's video. In the trailer, we see some tough-ass thugs beating up the security guard in a lab, and I assume they're stealing important resources. This guy you might have remembered from Good Girls. This is Manny Montana. He's playing Cousin John, and from leaked set photos, it seems as though he might officially be cousins in the show to Parker Robbins. Next, we see various shots of Riri conflicted about her team up. Her friends warn her that she could get caught, while we watch her on the run, questioning the legality of their actions. This feels like her character in What If, spliced with Lonnie from Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man with a sprinkle of the fox from Pinocchio. Like, girl, please, it's not that serious. Stop thieving. It's never good when our girls are thieving. Through the new featurette, through the Marvel look ahead, and the leaked trailer, we see bits of Riri's suits, and we've seen this suit in set photos as well. Brad Winderbaum's interview with Phase Hero, he does confirm the full practical suit for Riri. Clearly it doesn't fly around, but they use many of the same techniques from the first Iron Man movie. We know that we'll see her suit from Wakanda Forever, which was made and designed with vibranium. We'll also see this white suit, and it looks like she made this within MIT, and it's similar to the suit that she made in the comics that was also made within MIT but in secret. This white suit also resembles her What If Season 3 suit that we saw in December. In the look ahead, we see her out of the lab working with another suit, which I think is the same suit from set photos, and I think this is the one that she's flying around in with the red accents on the chest and legs. So we'll see our girl go through at least 3 suits in her own series. They give us glimpses of Lyric Ross, who's playing Natalie Washington. In the comics, Natalie Washington was a friend and neighbor to Riri Williams. This is who I talked about earlier, who's going to be turned into an AI kind of character in the comics. Unfortunately, she passed away in a drive-by shooting in the comics. I don't know if it's going to happen in the Disney Plus show, but that's how she dies. And then they turn her into an AI girl. Riri's mother, Ronnie Williams, played by Angie White, is also featured here. There are also other characters that we didn't really get to see, like Reagan Aaliyah, Shea Coulee, woo, RuPaul's Drag Race, Cree Summers, and Alden Ehrenreich. Alden Ehrenreich is playing an undisclosed role, but Scooper, Can We Get Some Toast, mentioned he could be playing Obadiah Stane's son Zeke, who Riri will go to for a secret stash of black market tech to hopefully upgrade her armor. And this is a scoop, I get it, but Can We Get Some Toast has never steered me wrong. And this scoop has come up again recently with all the Ironheart hype. Clearly, it's a descendant of a great Marvel villain, and I would love to see his son come into the big picture, and if he plays in a bigger role in the MCU, I'll take it. Additionally, as Deadline reported, Sacha Baron Cohen is said to be playing a role believed to be a comic book villain, likely Mephisto, which brings up this other element of the shared leaked AI Mephisto that people have been tagging us in. This I'm sorry to say, just looks bad. The lips aren't moving and the background looks straight out of the Willy Wonka experience. If Marvel were to release something like this, I think they would do a much better job before showing it to like test audiences. If this allegedly is a leak to be shown later, it was pre any kind of visual effects, it still just does not look right. And respectfully, having Parker Robbins confront Mephisto like this would take away from the 6-episode miniseries that is Ironheart. It would literally take away from the idea of it being technology versus magic anymore. I don't think they would put this in a trailer. Don't look at it anymore. A lot of people have been asking why it's also taken this long to get this trailer out in the first place, which is a valid question. Let me remind you of Echo. Echo was another miniseries, the first under the Marvel Spotlight banner. The series dropped on January 9th, and the first trailer was released on November 3rd, around 67 days or so from its premiere, whereas Ironheart's first trailer, dropping this week, is around 40 days from the premiere. Keep in mind, Loki Season 2 premiered in October. They had their trailer drop in July. WandaVision premiered in January, and that trailer dropped in September. Now, big picture, I get it. Loki and Wanda are like our anchored characters in Marvel. They're very easy fan favorites, but Echo and Ironheart are new. They take more work for new viewers. People don't really know them yet. And I believe Marvel understands that certain products will sell better and attract a larger audience. For example, Loki has secured brand deals with Hot Topic, and Wanda has always been a fan favorite. However, I think Marvel doesn't fully believe in these shows like Echo and Ironheart, especially when they release promotions this late. This isn't really a secret, it's just an observation. They seem to lack confidence in the successes of these shows, which is why they choose to drop the entire seasons all at once like they did with Echo, or promote them, eventually down the line closer to the premiere. I personally believe that releasing last-minute promotions for shows is always like a poor strategy. It negatively affects the viewership, which in turn impacts the overall likability and significance of these characters. This situation is frustrating, especially considering that it's not Ironheart's fault for debuting 5 years ago and facing challenges such as strikes, reshoots, rewrites, Bob Iger's pushbacks, and the ever-changing landscape of creative consumerism. At least it's better than, completely erasing them like David Zaslav would do, but still, it's hard out here for our girls. And let's not make it harder. What did Miss Incredible say?
Girls, come on. Leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so.
I want to add that even though there hasn't been much promotion, our baby girl is still featured in What If Season 3, so this could indicate that Disney sees this as a form of promotion or a reminder that she just still exists and isn't going anywhere. The featurette mentions that the episodes will premiere at a 3-episode drop, but if this is a 6-episode miniseries, I expect the following 3 episodes to just drop weekly. Grace Randolph mentioned that Disney likes to clump the episodes together since Andor, but I doubt that they'll be doing 2 drops of 3. If they choose to drop 3 episodes on June 24th and then weekly thereafter, it won't get in the way of Fantastic Four, so I think they're doing themselves a service just letting the rest be weekly. Since we're also waiting on that trailer that's coming Wednesday, we have a bunch of other things we're doing at New Rockstars. We have a Superman trailer that's coming out this week too, and I think it's coming the same day as Ironheart's trailer. So it's a heavy week for our post team. So expect our Ironheart trailer breakdown to release actually on Friday instead of like Thursday or the next day, so our team can, breathe. They need to breathe. I've been ready for Ironheart for a minute, and Dominique Thorne will always have my respect, adoration, and support. I'm excited for this series to finally get its drop, and maybe, just maybe, if we all link our fingers together and just pray, we'll get Blade next. Comment down below your thoughts on Ironheart, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Rick Denmon, who supports us at the executive producer level. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons, subscribe to all 3 channels in the New Rockstars Network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.